pregnancy. Okay, did you guys hear that?
Yeah, we did.
That was hugely loud. Okay, somebody, Brandon, click on and say something, please.
Hi.
Just to say a couple of sentences. Tell me what you had for lunch. What'd you have for lunch, Brandon?
Oh, lunch?
Yes.
Sandwich.
Sandwich?
Chicken sandwich.
Really having trouble hearing you guys. Alec, talk to me. Say something.
Hey, hello?
Okay, Alec's not bad. Jose, say something.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, good. John?
Yes.
Okay, it got better. I don't know what the heck happened. Oh, the technology's killing me. The tech. You guys could just be in here in the class and I could be dreaming some shit up and we could be maybe ripping a bunch of stock and firing up the surfacer, and I could show you the best way to make multiple pieces and how to cut multiple pieces and how to make jam extenders. See, that's what we want to do. So I can maybe, Mike, what do you think I could do with you and Ryder? You got any suggestions? Since you guys can't come down here and you're not planning on being down here, right?
No, so I just went through it with my parents and I got a subleaser for my lease. So I'm officially moving home.
Here, Sacramento.
Yeah, from
Yeah,
Santa
whatever.
Barbara
Okay,
back to Sacramento.
Okay. So you're not coming down here. So I gotta dream up something for you and I gotta dream up something for Ryder because he's not either while we have an in-person class. And so
Even if you could just set up the camera, in like the back of the classroom for the most part.
well, that's not a bad idea. Just have an in-person class, but have it zoomed as well.
Yeah, just like if you could just set it up in the back of the classroom
You
and
guys can
then
watch
just
it.
yeah, I watch it because I can kind of zoom in.
I knew someone would come up with the idea. I mean, I wouldn't have to do 3 or 4 times the God blessed work.
Yeah, no,
You
I
did
mean that seems like it'd be the easiest. And then if you could somehow be able to get it, so like if you're doing something like kind of close or like in the corner, and just be able to
No,
spin
that's-
it around.
That's really a good idea. And then there'll be people here to be able to move the camera around too.
I,
So-
I,
Exactly.
I would volunteer to be cameraman.
Yeah, and I know, and I'm going to take you up on it because I needed one bad. As you'll see, the horrible quality of the video that you're going to see tonight, and also the sound. I was mic'd up, but I plugged it into the wrong jack. I plugged it into the wrong hole on the camera, so it didn't. So anyway, it's not that bad. You'll see. We'll go through it, but I'm going to take roll. Alec.
Here.
Austin. Austin usually tunes in late, so I'm going to just leave you blank for now. Austin. Jose Cornejo. Noel. Donna. Victor. Geez, I'm batting 1,000 there. Enrique's over it. I gotta drop him tomorrow, I guess. Eric.
Here.
Mendez. Arthur. Geez, come on, Art. Brendan.
Here.
Brendan Paz. Brandon Paz. Paz is peace, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. Okay. Arthur's here. John Sesser.
Here.
Michael Silva.
Here.
Jose Nunez.
Here.
Vinny Vasquez. I mean, that's a joke. It's a joke. I'm going to put a big old line through him. I can stop calling his name. I'd like to meet him someday or see his picture. And Jacob Ryder is excused. He has no internet up in Yolo County or wherever the heck he is. All right. Well, what did you think of the test? What did you think of the test? Unmute yourself. I'm going to call on people to tell me what they thought of the test, and I'm going to just go around my gallery screen the way I see it, and I'm going to start with John. So, John, what did you think of the test?
I thought it was rather reasonable.
Okay, reasonable. All right. You had a pretty easy time of it. So, were you able to look for stuff? Did you have pretty much most of that stuff in your head? Because I picked probably a third of it from my lectures, and maybe a fifth of it was from the safety data sheets, and another third was the book. So I would expect you guys to have maybe some of the answers, but to look for some of the answers. So did you have the answers in your head, or were you able to look for some of the answers?
The practical answers, most of the stuff I knew, but there's a lot of things I had to watch the videos, like what kind of siding did the tiny house have or something.
Right.
Those are things I wouldn't normally remember.
The board feet and the math questions were not too challenging for you?
But relatively familiar, so
Okay, good. Michael, what about you?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you perfectly.
All right, perfect. I thought it was like a pretty solid test. I
So
definitely,
I guess I'm sorry for interrupting, but I just was wondering, did you feel it was too easy, not hard enough, too hard, right about
No.
right?
I think it was pretty good because like I forgot I was out of town and I forgot my book. And so I think there was a couple questions I missed that like were in the book and it was you gave us a section and everything. So I know for a fact I missed a couple of those. Try to look it up online, but I had like some little notes on my graph paper packet from class and stuff, and then the stuff you gave us for like going over the test, and it definitely made it like I definitely had to think about it. It wasn't just like click click click. I had to think about a lot, but yeah, I thought it was a good test.
Good. Brandon, what about you? Brandon, pause.
It was like not too hard, but not too easy for me. So I went to the book.
So were you able to look for stuff, Brandon?
Yeah, in the book.
Yeah.
Videos.
And on the safety sheets, go back and click on the module and pull up safety sheet answers. So we're going to go over the test, and you guys have all seen the correct answers. And I don't know if you're able to, while you're Zooming, you probably can't. I can because I'm sharing screen, but and I can probably go into, that's the one thing that's kind of a drag in this format, is that I can go into each one of you, your grades, and pull up your test and see how you did, but I can't see them all at once. Whereas when we used to do tests in the classroom, that was easy. I had your tests. So Eric Mendez, what did you think? What did you think of that test?
For me, yeah, for me it was kind of hard. Like I really like took like 3 hours to do it, like, and I was like really like going through the book and all that. But it's because like it's my first time with all of this, but I think it was a solid test.
Okay, good, because there's a lot of information, and that we didn't, and you have to get it, what's the word I want? Not intellectually, but you have to get it up here, right? You're not seeing it in the flesh. So I know there's a lot of stuff, but I also told you this all before, that if you don't know the answer, I wanted to make it available for you to go and find the answer. Find it in the lectures, go back to the video. I know there's a lot of videos to look at. You got to kind of figure out where you're going, look for it in the book, look for it in the safety sheets. But I also want to say, before we move on to Jose, I want to make sure I got everybody here. Did Jose Cornejos show up? Yeah, Jose Cornejos here. Okay. How about Lay, Austin, you here? Donna, Victor Gallegos. Okay. Damn it. What was I gonna say? Shoot, I mean. Can't think of it. It'll come to me. Okay, so what do you think of it, Jose?
I thought it was a fair test. I really liked how you added the tailgate safety meetings, because it allowed us to go back and like give us a refresher, very specific.
Good. I'm glad. Well, thanks. That's good feedback. And what I wanted to say that I forgot what I wanted to say is that if you didn't do well on the test, that is, if you didn't get an A or B, if you even get a D, and I think somebody might not even got it up to, and actually the person that did, I did have a telephone conversation with and tell them they failed the test. I actually didn't, because the bonus questions, you got up into the D range. But what I want to say is that please don't be discouraged. It's just a test. And if you need extra help, if there's like, if the math is giving you problems, or there's some area that you're going, text me, call me up, email me. I will give you personal attention, but also don't give up on the grade thing, because look at it this way. You have five pieces of the grade. Two of them are the two exams. Now I'm adding some stuff. You're gonna have a quiz next week because I won't be here, and it'll be something you take. So that's gonna factor in somewhere, but forget about it for now. The meat of the course, grading, is the two tests. That's 40%. That's 20%. And then attitude, participation, and attendance. I cannot gauge your attitude or your participation if you're not in attendance. So by not being in attendance, you lose out there. So if you just show up, if you were to show up for every class, and I marked you here because I saw your face on Zoom, then you would basically get 320s or 60%. So you would pass the class right there by showing up. And then whatever you did for your test, let's say you got a D, a 60%, right? That's 12 points. Now you're at 72. And then in your final, you upped it to a C and you got like 70%. That's 14 points. And now you're at 86. That's a solid B. That's a solid B. So don't give up, okay? Just show up. And as in life, it's half of the whole deal, man. Sometimes more than half. Just showing up. It's huge. You know what I mean? Because if you don't show up, you can't get any of it. You can't get the good grade. You can't, if there was ever some knowledge I was going to impart that you were going to find useful or was going to further you in your life, you're not going to get that. So show up. I know I'm beating a dead horse here. I'm beating a horse to death. So let's say what you told me what you thought of the test. Alec, what'd you think?
I thought it was good. I thought the board feet questions were good. The fraction questions were good. And then some of the questions did make, I had to sit and think for a second. They were kind of, I wasn't really sure what the answer was. Actually, those were the ones that I got wrong. But no, it was a good test.
Good. All right. Thanks. Arthur? What about you? What did you think of the test? How did it go for you? Did you find it hard, medium, easy as hell? Did you have to look for answers? Were you able to look for answers? What happened to her?
Yeah, it was, I'd say it was medium, just because I did have to, like, obviously with the math part, you got to sit there and do the numbers. So that's like, you can't just breeze through that. I used a calculator.
Yeah, that's fine. We all have them.
But yeah, that part was good. I really couldn't get the bonus questions. I got all those wrong.
Because you might not have, because what happens is I will look on the grading. So I'm not taking my grading off of grading platform from Canvas. I will go to that test. I will pull what you got for the grade for the 100 questions, and then I will scroll down and look at the bonus questions. Because if you didn't specifically say what was on there, or if you spelled it wrong, you didn't get it. So I'll show you a couple of examples, because we're going to go over the test, and I'll show you that. So
Okay.
you may not have gotten those wrong. We'll see. Jose, what do you think of it? Jose Cornejo? You talking, bud? You're unmuted here, so there's something going on your end. Are you plugged in? Is your computer muted?
We don't hear anything.
Yeah, nobody's hearing you, Jose.
Can you hear me?
Now you are. Now you're on. You hear
Okay.
us?
All right.
You hear me?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
I
good.
can hear you.
So tell me about, so what was your experience of that test?
I think I did good. I got an A. I looked back at my answers, and they were pretty easy answers, but I understand it now.
Okay. And
The math.
were you able, were you able to find the answers? Were you able to go to the book or go to a safety thing, go to the module and find stuff? Find answers
Yeah.
that didn't just pop up, or double check the answers that did pop up?
Yeah, that helped me a lot.
Yeah, good.
Especially because I went back and, took some notes.
Yeah, good, good. So and you all know that I'm a real believer in finding the answer to tests. Some people aren't. I mean, some people think the essence, and really kind of the way I was educated, the essence of a test was to test the knowledge that was in your head. And that was it. And if it wasn't in your head, then you got it wrong. But I like to think that if it's not in your head and you can't call it to mind for whatever reason, you weren't listening, you forgot, you weren't there that day, that why not have you go find it, find the answer, and by finding that answer, you actually learned something. You put something in your head that wasn't there before. So that's my personal philosophy, and I think it's not probably it's not too esoteric. I think it's kind of widespread in some ways now, but who knows? I make this up as I go. Brandon, what about you? How'd you experience the test?
It was not too easy, but it's not too hard.
No, okay. Were you able to look for answers? You find answers when you went looking for them?
Yeah, in the book, in the safety meetings, and videos too.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, good. So I have just included everybody here. Now I'm going to share the screen. Oh, I'm going to share a screen. We're going to do we did a roll call, and I'm going to take one more trip around here to make sure that Donna didn't show up, Austin didn't show up, Victor Gallegos didn't show up. Okay. And then before we part company tonight, we'll let's talk a little bit about a face-to-face class here. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. I think this is the one I want to share here. Okay. All right. So you see a Zoom phone expanding?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do safety meeting.
Hey Rod, what's the deal? I keep getting a survey or like something. I keep getting emails from the school saying I need to take a survey for you.
Yeah, yeah. So did you not get that email? I thought I sent everybody that email.
I didn't get it from you. I keep getting it from the actual
Did everybody
school.
get an email from me saying that this survey was coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. I thought I sent it to everybody. So what it is, Mike, is that I think it's once a year I get evaluated by my chair or somebody in my department, a colleague and student gets to evaluate me. And I think I don't think it's every semester. I think it's every year. So it's an evaluation for you guys to evaluate me. I have no idea what the evaluation is like, what they ask, what the metric is. And it's totally anonymous. So you can just trash me as much as you want. But if you sing my praises, there could be money in it for you. Oh, just kidding. Just tell the truth. So this is week 9. And we're going to have a tailgate safety meeting. Come on. It's going to be on material handling. And I'm going to, okay, material handling and lifting. And I'll start out. I think it's, yeah, it's a 2-pager. Okay. Let's see. Huh. I just want to see how we'll get to the second page. Wow, what the heck? Wait a second. I must have skipped ahead. It's safe material handling, right? Isn't that the one we're doing today?
I believe so.
I believe so too, but I'm gonna have to go back. I've had a really, yeah. I've had a really insane day. I've been here for hours. I covered my trailer, which was really cool. And maybe I'll tell you guys about that. It's a scene, man. It is a scene. Okay, so I'll start out. Material handling lifting. Introduction. Overexertion is the leading cause of injuries in the workplace, with back injuries estimated to make up 52% of those injuries. Recognizing the risk factors and practicing good lifting techniques. Recognizing the risk factors and practicing good lifting techniques. That's a nonsensical sentence. And then risk factors. Awkward positions, twisting, reaching, for example, repetitive motions, forceful exertions, pressure points, wrists, knees, and vibration. So lifting techniques, how about Alec?
Lifting techniques. Always get a secure grip. It is recommended to use both hands. Use smooth, even motions and avoid jerking. Keep material as close to the body as possible. Try to use the legs to push up the load to take pressure off the back. Avoid twisting the body when lifting or carrying material. When possible, alternate heavy lifting with other less physically demanding tasks. Take rest breaks if possible.
Jose Cornejo.
Safe work practices. Before lifting, always test the load for stability and weight. For loads that are unstable or extremely heavy, follow management guidelines for equipment use, reducing the weight of the load, repacking containers to increase stability, wear appropriate slip resistant shoes, only wear gloves if necessary that fit and allow you to maintain a proper grip. Know your limitations. Lift only as much as you can handle by yourself. Seek assistance or use mechanical means if it is too heavy. Keep the lift in your power zone. The power zone includes the following: above the knees, below the shoulders, close to the body. Uh, Preventative maintenance is important. Whenever possible, you should reduce reaching and bending, reduce the stress on your back and shoulders, reduce the effort and force needed to perform the task at hand.
Okay, Art, read the conclusion, please.
Conclusion, there are many back injuries that occur every year due to improper lifting. Use proper lifting techniques following company policies and procedures, and these safe work practices should help to prevent such injuries from occurring.
Okay, so you guys are all pretty young. And being young, you got young backs, young, strong backs. But it should be treated as one of your most prized and precious possessions. And I had a bad back for years. I was a box boy in a market all through high school, and I also stocked I stocked produce and I stocked the cold case. But I did a lot of lifting, and I was strong. You could do anything you wanted, when you're young. But just bend your knees, lift, get low, use your knees, never extend yourself. Don't do any of that stuff. I think you all know how to lift. Does everybody know how to lift? Is there anybody that doesn't know how to lift properly and safely? Because if you don't, please see me after, and I'll demonstrate it for you. Okay? Because it's really important that you don't extend yourself. All right, let's do this test. Let's go through this test. So this was the midterm, worth 100 puntas. And careful woodworkers always, you guys can unmute yourself and I tell you what, I'm gonna put up a small, okay. So Jose, what's the answer to this? Careful woodworkers always what? Jose Silva Nunez.
Is careful woodworkers. Wait, can you hear me? No.
Yeah. Can you see question one
Um,
on your screen?
let me see. just disappeared on me. Hold on. Okay. All of the answers are correct.
Yeah, question 1. Yeah, all the answers are correct. Exactly. So that's
Yeah.
that's right. Everybody agree on that? Did anybody miss that? Okay, good. That's an easy one. I threw you guys a pop infield fly on that one. How about those Dodgers, huh? So question 2. One of the purposes of a MSDS is to inform you of, what's the answer, Michael Silva?
Here, wait. Can I pull up my test? I don't remember. I don't remember all the safety data sheets.
That's okay. Just tell me what to answer it right now. Just as
If I were to guess,
is it the drying time of the material? Is it how to respond if you run out of the material? Is it the first aid requirements to be provided after exposure to the material? Or is it how good will this make you feel if you huff it?
I think how to respond. The second one.
Yeah, that's a no. So the first aid requirements to be provided after exposure to the material on your safety data sheets, and that's kind of verbatim from that sheet. So if you were to go back in that sheet, you would find those words. So if you guys, when you get to a question like this on the midterm, and there will be a question for every safety, the one we just did, there'll be a question on it, right? And you look at that and you think, well, it's not really, it could have been then. Just go to the dang sheet, go into your modules, pick up that sheet, and you'll find those words, and it won't take you long, I promise. Because sometimes I will trick your ass and I will throw like 1 or 2, sometimes all the answers will be correct, but there'll only be one. I mean, all the answers will be workable, but only one correct one because it's on the sheet, right? So I might give you common sense answers that aren't on the safety sheet that we read, and which will be the only right answer. So did anybody answer how good this will make you feel if you huff the material? No?
That's the right one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what it should be. Okay, so Alec, what is the answer to question 3? In drawing the floor plan of classroom 24, what scale do we use?
1/4 inch equals 1 foot.
Exactly. Now, when you guys draw floor plans or read floor plans, you are generally going to read them and draw them in quarter scale. It will be your most common scale. And that's on a full sheet, of plans. 8.5 by 11, you'll still use quarter. You might go down to 1/8 because, you're going to, in floor plans are just bigger things to scale, larger dimensions to scale. So we like the biggest scale we can get and what'll fit on a page. And if you're using 8.5 by 11 graph paper, which is what we've been using, then you need to, if we were doing 2 of these classrooms, we'd have to go down to 1/8 scale or break out one at a time. So question 4, a type of sexual harassment would be sexual harassment in the workplace. Art, what's the answer?
I got this one wrong. Referring to an adult female as a babe.
Okay, and what was your answer? What'd you answer?
Think really hard about someone at work to the point of obsession.
I knew that would get somebody, right?
Yeah.
So there are no thought police, not yet.
Okay.
There are no thought police. Now, if you were thinking really hard about someone at work to the point of obsession, of obsessing about them, male or female, and then you did something about it.
Yeah.
It took some action. And an action is your mouth. I mean, your voice. If you say something, that's an action. If you touch someone, if you make a gesture, that's an action.
That one just seemed a bit more creepy, so I guess that's why I chose it.
Good one. I got you on that one.
Having a picture in your wallet was a little creepy too.
Yeah, that's super creepy. Dude.
That's borderline, right?
The thing of it is there's a difference between the difference between reality and fantasy is that there are no consequences in fantasy.
Yeah.
There are none. Consequences occur when fantasy becomes reality, and fantasy becomes reality the minute you act on it at all. Say something, but your thoughts, dude, you can think as creepy and as weird as you want. Just don't act on it. And I'm not encouraging you to think creepy, and I'm hoping none of you can really relate to this, but really, like, nice boots, man.
Are all these in different orders for the different tests? Mine seem to be quite a different order.
Yeah, they randomize them Canvas quizzes randomize them. So yeah, you guys won't, unfortunately, you won't see them like that. So you should just look at mine, right? Because I'm sharing my screen with you. So you're seeing you're seeing what I see. So question 5, kitchens per Mr. Rutt are built around what, Jose Silva Nunez?
Are built around appliances.
Yes, sirree, Bob. You sound like you just said that as a question. Yeah, the appliances. Kitchens are built around the appliances. Appliance specs are super important because that's how kitchens are built. They're built around the appliances. Nothing else. Windows, yeah, Windows. We like to center sinks on Windows. Call a sink an appliance at this point. Okay, who else we got here? Over. All right, so Alec, this one's on you. Top rail, 2x6 top rail. This was supposed to follow this balustrade, but the 2x6 top rail is 20 feet. Its cost per MBF is 4,500. How much will it be before tax, Alec? Alec, you there? You got to unmute yourself.
Is it $90?
How much?
90? Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, he's talking.
Is it not-
Are you figuring it, Alec?
He said 90.
Alec, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me, Roddy?
From anybody?
Hear any of us?
Hey,
Somebody
start
say
doing
something.
sign
Art,
language.
Say something.
Hello?
Can
Hello?
you not hear me? Can
Hello?
anybody hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
This is fucked up, man. I mute myself somehow.
Hey, do you hear the language this guy is using?
I'm not muted.
That's going on the review.
Nobody can hear me? Ah, how does this
I'm gonna have to
happen?
take my review back.
Sure.
Yeah.
How about now?
I can hear you.
Hear us?
Can you hear us? He just muted.
Nope. Nope.
Unmute yourself.
Heck, I mean, it's recording.
This was kind of happening in Jim's
So-
class last night with the videos.
Yeah,
I
good.
wonder-
That's good, Alec. Yeah. 90 bucks.
I guess computers probably from the late
Okay, how can I
90s.
get this thing back on?
But yeah,
Anybody have any
bad.
idea what happened? All right, let's do this, gang. Can anybody hear me at all? No, nothing? You can hear
Yep.
me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
But I can't hear you at all.
Huh.
You mute yourself. or-
Possible.
That's weird.
Volume
Nothing.
speakers.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Mike. Let's see, microphone, speaker, headphones. I didn't even break. Okay, I'm gonna test my speaker. Do you hear a ringtone? No. We have tested all your speakers. Testing.
Well, didn't they get aftermarket speakers for
Do I have any
Jane or
headphones or
something?
anything?
They added more speakers in. Maybe the connection's bad,
have
and he keeps
headphones
kicking
here.
it under the
God.
desk
This
or
is
something.
nasty, man. Speak and
Yeah,
pause.
he
You
might
hear a
have unplugged
replay?
something.
No. Speak and pause. You hear a replay? No. Join audio by phone. Okay.
Or maybe he could leave and then come back.
But
Yeah,
that's
like
me
the-
joining audio. You guys can hear me. I just can't hear you. So I don't know. I don't know if this is going to do me any good. I'll try it just for the hell of it. Because it's kind of.
You could call in on his phone, right? To the
Yeah.
number,
I think that's what he's trying.
and then just mute, turn his volume down. That'd probably work. Or volume up and mute himself, I guess.
Okay, that's a good idea too. say, I will leave the meeting and then I'll come back. So don't go away, you guys. And as a matter of fact,
Let's go
what
home.
I'll do is,